Chris, how is your pee break?
My pee break?
They might flash you. Undetected.
Random, baby.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me. Quite an intro.
Let's address the elephant in the room. That's not the elephant in the room. There's no elephant. Nobody cares.
And I, too, am a thought criminal. Good. Well, I like you already.
Does this look like a girl who's joking around?
No.
Around? But how much do you actually understand money? Especially the new wave.
Beauty or intelligence? When you unleash both, it is men's kryptonite. Welcome to Talk to Me, Taylor. Hey, everybody. If you're brain dead and you know it, clap your hands. No, like my guest backstage just clapped his hands. And I know you all are in on this too, but listen, okay. Y'all are going to have to hang on. Like I'm talking Leo DiCaprio on a frozen door in the fucking Atlantic. Hang on. Okay. You're going to have to hang on just like 20 more minutes because this guy who I'm bringing into the chat today is very interesting. And we are going to be talking all about, I don't even know if he knows this. I just was like, come on my show and let's go. And he and I are very much, and many of yourselves as well, are very much aligned in pretty much being over everything, but also breaking out of the matrix in every which way, socially, culturally, spiritually, gender dynamics, all of it. So without further ado, you know, he's waiting here backstage. And I think we're going to confirm. I cannot confirm nor deny. I think he's a Gen Z. So I don't know. Are you a Gen Z? Not if yes. He's a Gen Z. Okay. Because I like this game of like, it's like the phone with the string in between us. I can see you, but no one else can see you, by the way. This is like giving Oz moment. I think I'm giving everybody blue balls in this chat. Oh, John Legend, what's up? You usually say brain dead when you wear this sweater. I think I just say brain dead every day, actually, because that is just the state of affairs, John Legend. But this is going to be really fun. You know, obviously we're very much aligned, but I do feel like I throw Gen Z under the bus a lot. But let's have him speak. Yeah, maybe he's nodding backstage. Yeah, maybe understandable. But without further ado, let's bring him up front to just speak for all of Gen Z. No pressure. You guys know I love generalizing, you know. I'll bring a woman on to speak for all women, a Black person on to speak for all Black people, now a Gen Z on to speak for all of Gen Z. So no worries. Daryl, he's in the house. Daryl, oh, look at, he's all festive with his Santa.
Yeah, baby.
I get a woo woo. He's like, no. Okay, yeah. So Daryl, you and I met at Bit Basel, and you are interesting. You're not like my usual guest. You're kind of like behind the scenes. First of all, you're super young, which I didn't even realize. You are like a man about the town. You kind of are that person who knows everybody and knows and works with very high value movers and shakers. You work with immersion, which I want to talk a little bit about. You know, different athletes and, like I said, high value men and this and that, strategic partnerships. So Daryl, and also I don't want to take the moment from you. So I think maybe you should be the one to tell everybody all your names. I don't want to take the moment away from you.
Okay. I kind of want to touch base first with the Gen Z topic because it's a
we need your names. We need your names like you told me in Miami.
Okay. The people that I'm working with first?
No. Your name, Daryl. Remember you have like 5 names?
Oh, yeah.
It's giving like regal. Yes.
I don't know what my mom was thinking first off, but my name is Deryl Spencer Dylan VanNostrand.
It's like, it just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
I guess it rolls. I don't know if it rolls. You could say that.
He's like, it does something. It does something. Wait, hold on. Before we swan dive right into this, like I'm on this Titanic metaphor tonight that no one asked for, into this topic, let's check out your Santa button up because I feel like you're not doing it justice. We're getting more of the ceiling. Yeah. Okay.
Crank that down.
We actually didn't even plan this because I was trying to kind of give like skiing snow bunny vibes with the whole this situation, and you got the Santa button down. So I feel like
we're on the same level.
Are we? What do you guys think? You guys know I think we are. The question is, are you guys all watching on our level? Are you guys all watching on the level? that
That's a
Daryl and
real
I are
question.
on. All right, so Daryl, wait a second. I did not realize also meeting you, and you also are the one who put me in touch with Alan Campbell,
Yeah. Yep.
who is a celebrity chef and founded AC Kitchen, has worked with Tom Brady, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So some of my viewers may have seen that interview, but I did not realize how young you are. Do you get that all the time? How old are you, if you don't mind my
I'm
asking?
25. Yeah.
Okay. Not as fetus level as I thought.
Did you just say just fetus?
Not as fetus, not as like I thought you were like 23, which is like
Okay.
very much embryonic state. But okay. So what do you I have a couple things here, and this is unlike my use, Daryl, because normally I have a whole like I have my notes. With you, I was like, let's just kind of free ball. Let's just see where the wind blows us. So
Okay. I love it.
you seem like what's kind of like what's an itch you want to scratch? I have men and women, politics, Gen Z, again, breaking out of the matrix. What aren't people getting? What's grinding your gears? What do you want to talk about? What is on your mind, and what do you want to get into first?
We could dive specifically into like the Gen Z aspect of it first, if you'd like to do that. And then we can work our way into the men and women aspect. I love speaking from a young man's standing point,
I love
finding
it.
and navigating ourselves in this world.
Because you guys get thrown under the bus so much. In fact, I was getting prepared because I was like, it's 1 minute to showtime, and is he gonna stand me up? Like, am I about to get stood up? I don't even know what's happening. And I was like, do I need to put him, and this is before, like, do I need to put him in the Santa shirt on blast? Is this how Gen Z rolls? I don't know. But yeah, go for it.
Well, I guess like with Gen Z, so I'm like there's this little group that between like 1998 and 2000s, early 2000s, were like a mix of millennial / Gen Z. So like we grew up without, the telephones, like the button dial ones, and like, the antennas in this, like the screens, no flat screens and stuff like that. So we got to see technology evolve, and the rise of internet and all that stuff. But it's interesting coming up in that whenever there is so much, it feels like in society that's moving at a super fast rate and feeling like you're catching up at the same time. So then through that, I found my way through this thing called relationship capital. As you said, like, I kind of know everybody. I kind of just like to go into a space and get to know everybody and know the people who are working, know the people who are doing the moves and that kind of thing. So coming up in a Gen Z era, finding your own way to navigate is just a super interesting concept. I mean, I don't know, I'm 25 and I feel like I'm behind, but I'm not. So I'm, trying to slow it down a little bit at the same time.
So do Gen Zers get a bad rap on the whole? Because we millennials
100%.
constantly get shit on for being lazy, for just wanting to be like, quote unquote entrepreneurs, be in hoodies, be tech bros, this, that, and or influencers, whatever. And I feel like you guys, I've thrown Gen Z under the bus,
100%.
are 10 times worse. Is that warranted?
Well, I mean,
You're an exception, obviously, because you're.
I would
so
say
motivated.
kind of, yeah. It is in a sense just because of the naiveness of the world, growing up with so much there for us in a sense. I don't know. It's kind of an interesting concept because I also kind of discriminate against my own Gen Z class. There is this kind of work ethic issue that people are scared to get uncomfortable and put themselves in situations where they don't know how to do something and figuring it out. I would say that's a huge issue from my point of view. And I've been a person that's like, I want to feel uncomfortable because I know that the pain is where I grow and I learn about myself even more. That pain relates to emotional pain or, physical, however you want to view it. But being able to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, I would say that lacks within our generation. There's a lot more scarcity and fear behind it and more like, I want to be comfortable and find the easy route, if that makes sense.
100%. I think it's also, and it even boils down to even like the interpersonal of men and women, right? Which is a whole other ball of wax that we can get into. But the idea, and even with millennials, it's this idea of just lack of accountability, I think, and being coddled. And I grapple with this often. It's like, is it technology and everything just being instant gratification and right there and not having to work for anything. Really, I mean, think about it. It's like you don't have to go out in a snowstorm to get food or whatever. You can get DoorDash or being coddled by helicopter parents. Is that a part of it? I know that's a big thing with millennials. So I can tell you whenever I work with Gen Z, it is palpable. Like not you, but like it's so I see all these memes all the time too, that it's like Gen Z in the workplace. And it's like, I have a hangnail. I have to take the day off. I have anxiety. And I'm like, sweetie, be in my brain for 5 minutes, and, it's a hard line to walk because I want to help and I don't want to throw them under the bus. But at the same time, it's so apparent,
It's very apparent that there is an issue. And, that stems from a lot of things. I mean, our environments really kind of dictate how we grow up. So parents also have a big play and role in that. So I'm not going to say it's your guys' fault or the next generation's fault, but they did set up the environments for us in ways, pass down some of their, comforting, coddling ways of dealing with things versus, hey, let me actually teach you something.
First of all, Daryl, I and other millennials, I do not think, well, I certainly am not a parent to Gen Z. How old do you think I fucking am, Daryl? He's like, listen, the parenting you've done, I'm like, do you think I'm
the parenting the next generation?
No. Oh, brother. Okay. What about when it comes to, let's be real, because it is struggle city, even dating, right? And just on the whole, how it's lack of communication, lack of dating, lack of having sex and all that, marrying and kids and all of that. And it makes me sad because it's even a function. I don't take you as this kind of person, but not even having the confidence or the balls to just like go up and initiate or communicate or be forward and to be like, hey, want to go like the old days. Yeah. And it's just a completely lost art. What do you make of all that? I'm trying to keep the comments clean here. I see you guys. But yeah, what do you think, Daryl? What do you think's happening?
Like when it comes to like relationship aspect and like it is interesting just because everyone gets so caught up into this social media and the societal way of how things are now. Like it's just, there's so much information overload and I don't even think we really understand what love is. I don't think we understand what that exchange looks like. It's true though.
Do you guys in the chat agree with Daryl? We don't really know what love is. By the way, this is a little microcosm happening because we have Pyramid 7, who's an OG, checking one of the other guys. One of the guys made a comment about my boobs. Look at those things. Pyramid 7, this is what real chivalry and gentleman behavior is. Speaking of, he said, be respectful. Yeah, that's right. And now they're going at it, these two, lick my butthole. Anyways, great behavior. But Pyramid 7, I appreciate you. Right on cue. But so we don't know what love is.
That's an interesting perspective because it's something I contemplate. I view love as something that is always there, omnipresent, and there's a currency and exchange consistently happening. There's no stipulations or expectations around it. You know what I mean? It's just free and it moves freely, which I haven't experienced a lot of in my life. And it's just interesting concept to think about love and what that really looks like and how it showed up in your life. We view it a certain way in each relationship, oh, this is love. I have to go and, either you go and poke and prod for attention, or you kind of some people play a victim for attention and to receive love. And there's a lot of that kind of dynamic happening. And I've honestly played a little bit more of the victim role throughout my life that I've really kind of come to a head with over the last 4 years. So I've been addressing those things and how I receive love or how I, seek for attention. But within relationships, I think that is stemmed to not being able to being a challenge in finding people who are understanding and doing their own inner work at the same time, because we're all caught up in trying to be somebody else versus being ourselves. And I've been really leaning into being myself more lately. So I'm very thankful that I've had the last 4 years to do that. But yeah, it's been a very big challenge finding someone that's like-minded enough and growth-oriented enough to evolve and understand that there's a consistent, continual process that happens.
So interesting, Daryl, to hear you say that, because I feel like Gen Z is so synonymous with like actually that introspective work and reflection, and for lack of a better word, like being in your feelings and actually being aware of all that. Like I would think that that's interesting, but it's also put up against the fake surface level topical swiping and no substance of it all. So it's like I could see where the two clash. This is a really good question here by Pyramid 7, not the shit part, but let's take a stab at this.
Okay.
Have you ever fallen in love with, this is like, I'm not usually this personal on my show, but it's the holidays. Oh, he's like, yeah, exactly. Have you ever fallen in love with someone that you had no business falling in love with? How much time do you have here right now? Carol, you're the guest, so I'll let you.
All right. So we'll just go straight to vulnerability. This is what I love. All right.
Kill me. I hate
Judge
it.
me not.
Oh, he's like, it's like, let's go.
Yes, absolutely. I have.
Daryl, are you turning red? I know I am. No,
I'm always red. I'm part Irish.
Oh. Here I was thinking it was, the group chat, and it's just your Irish heritage. That's fine. Okay.
The lighting's not good enough to see it anyways. So.
I was flattering ourselves, chat, but it's just Daryl's Irishness. Okay, Daryl, yes, take it away.
Thank you. I have actually. So I went on 4 years of celibacy, and I wasn't in a relationship for that time either. I kind of played around with, going on some dates with some women, and nothing just ever really clicked for me. And I started to value my own, my own energy more than, because I don't know, I just always felt empty. And I had this guilt afterwards, like if it was just like a hookup. And that's kind of like our culture is like, you go out and you go like drinking or you go do something, and then it's a hookup culture. There's no like, hey, let's go on a hike, let's have a picnic, like the old days, that kind of stuff. And so I've tried to find more of that. But anyways, I say all that to say, like, I went on 4 years of celibacy, and there was this one woman that the way that she looked at me and the way that I felt chosen, it pulled something from my inner child wounds of being chosen. And I was like, oh, someone's coming at me. And then it was kind of like a lot of love bombing. She had a kid involved. There were some other things that were involved, that it's like there was all these red flags, and my own intuition saying, she needs more time in her healing process, but negating that feeling for my own inner desires for connection. And I would say it's not that I had no business falling in love, because it was honestly the best experience for me, because my heart was locked off for so long. So putting my heart out there in a risky situation, knowing the possibility of getting hurt, allowed me to open up that aspect from me. Mm-hmm. And now I'm a lot more expressive, and I've been more fine tuning with my heart open versus being closed off. Now within regular conversations, it just feels like conversations flow easier, versus when I kind of had myself more locked off and protected. Mm-hmm. She kind of like was a anchor point in busting that open for me. So now I mean, there was a lot of red flags, but to me, it was a great lesson.
Yeah, and that had to happen for you to now be where you're at, which is actually true of life. I actually was having this conversation with someone earlier today. Like in the moment, be it romantically or with career or whatever it is, and you may think like this is a bad situation or it's hell or whatever, if you're confused, and then later you're like, oh, that's why that had to happen, because I wouldn't be this version. I wouldn't be. Yeah. Wow. Daryl, was celibacy, was that hard?
Yeah.
No pun intended. I don't know if it
yeah, it was hard a lot.
But so it was just cold turkey. Like I'm not trying to be whatever, but like not.
Well, it was cold turkey. And I went so if we're going to go really deep into it, obviously within that, I struggled a lot here and there with moments of pornography, because when I'm in a relationship, I don't struggle with it at all. But when I'm out of one, there's a constant desire.
Sure.
And so I struggled with it on and off. I'll go 6 to 7 months without watching, or then I would do it every day for like a week or two. And then I would pull away from it and stop again. And it's like this cyclical pattern that would continue to happen. throughout the celibacy. So that I haven't been able to fully conquer within myself. And I was exposed to pornography, just for everybody, when I was like 8 years old by a cousin. And that was
8?
yeah.
That's yeah. See,
So
and
that
that's
it's
yeah.
corrupted my mind since I was a child.
But that's not you, that's your generation. I mean, we didn't even have phones. I feel so grandma, but like we didn't even have phone. We had like flip phones and all those
Yeah.
artifacts, but
Well, my first time
iPhones, I mean,
looking at porn
later,
was a
like
magazine.
college. Yeah, exactly. Or like even before my generation, be like the hot, the Playboy or whatever, like you see a photo and
Yeah.
wow, yeah. Are you in the camp now of that just completely like all pornography is like bad, should be banned, or is it just like in healthy moderation,
In my honest opinion, I've felt more recently that it should be banned. And from my perspective, what I'm viewing it as is like, from a child, it's completely sexualized my mind to objectify
Right.
women and to look at everything in a sexual way, which is not bad to have, some sexual banter and stuff. That's a fun part of a personality. But when from childhood, it allows access for that at such an early age.
That's a problem, right? Is in those informative years. And it's exactly right. Not only the objectifying, because as an adult, I think in healthy moderation or here that with or without a partner, like that's cool. Where it's a problem is when it's even like as a teenager or whatever, because it's like how aggressive it can be, things women don't actually want, or men for that matter. Like it just
Yep.
gets all kinds of fucked up. So that's where, it's definitely at a young age for sure. Man.
Well, and they're doing some work on that right now. They a lot of countries, a lot of states across the country have been banning it and requiring what I think they require, like some kind of login or ID or something. To prove your age or something like that. So they're doing work on that now, which is great.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. What do you guys think in the chat? As I, by the way, see you, Salvo, talking about chesticles, and oddly enough, but not so ironically, Pyramid 7's question is sort of covering. I don't know if this is too soon of what Daryl and I were just talking about, but kind of covering. So you only have Pyramid 7 to blame, okay? For not
dive into it.
What?
I said dive into it.
Okay. So I'm gonna take a stab at this. Yes, I would say that I don't know if it was in love, but it was definitely major in lust. I actually had a very hot and heavy affair with a married man. And it was, I think it's just, this was, God, 10 years ago. When I had first gone out to LA, and it was like, he was also in my business and he had only been married a year. It was like very, very intense. And, I think that it is also, this sounds so fucked up, but not only kind of my personality, but I think speaks to human nature at large, like the taboo and like wanting what we can't have and the sort of forbidden of all of it. And still, not that I'm going around with married men, that was the only one, but there's still something about that kind of
the chase
gets me. Yeah.
I used to do that when I was younger too.
Oh, Daryl's like, I remember my first, you noob. All right, well, let's get some of these comments. Don Legend, yeah, I don't want to go as dark as to the trafficking, but yes, porn could take it or leave it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like sometimes I go in kind of what you were saying, Daryl. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not even thinking about. Other times I'm like, okay, could use a little like push, whatever. Like, but I think it's like anything. It's just like moderation. And I think where it becomes a problem is, like I said, where, and like you were saying, where it really informs people of what is just so not even based in reality of how to treat when, that whole thing. There it is. Yeah. Pyramid 7, drop that. There's nothing. Yeah, Pyramid 7, 100%. If I'm being 100, I actually like kind of have this situation going on right now. And it's like, I know that it's, I don't know, guys. I thought I was more along at this point, but it's like, it's just the what you can. And I also like, I'm very feminine, but I have that alpha part of me. So I like the like challenge, and like I love to win
Mhm.
and conquering. Like it is just a whole thing. So anyways, that is that.
Yeah. What?
And that is our TED Talk, Daryl, though. I did not expect this. God damn you, chat. Who gave you permission? This wasn't even a night I had a little bit of whiskey, okay? Or coffee. God damn. Go ahead, Daryl.
I was just gonna tap into the the excitement of the challenge. It's I thrived on that throughout my teenage to mid 20s, like early 20s. And one of my exes was actually somebody who had a boyfriend at the time, and I like stole her because
Oh, Daryl was Mr. Steal Your Girl. Oh, he came right in. He came right in.
Well,
Okay.
I was a security guard, at a local club in my, early teens.
Okay.
She was a shot girl, and she was like the, one of the hottest ones, in my opinion.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, I gotta have it.
Well, if I could be 100 with you and the chat, Pyramid 7, what you just said, something that I've been kind of reckoning with now. I mean, you guys maybe know, if you even like read my last Substack, is, turning 35 and being so head down in my career for 10 years. I can't believe it's been 10 years now. And these big numbers like 10, 35. And, because I have such big goals and am so ambitious that I've just given it sacrifice and given it everything. But I also do dream of settling down and kids. Like by now I thought it would be like both would be popping, like career and having kids and all of it. But since we're talking about this and kind of being out of the matrix, I'll be honest, something that wigs me out in thinking about this is, because I am very out of the box and free spirited and like hunger all there is that life has to offer. And I love the conquering and all of it. And the expressiveness, just like the whole thing. And sometimes I wonder, okay, when I am, if and when like settle down, all that, inevitably, am I going to want the chase and the little things here and there too? Like I'm just being real. This is the kind of stuff people don't say out loud. And then you know what, Daryl, they find themselves in midlife crises because they did what they were told they had to do. And I don't want to be that person in my 30s, 40s, however old. Also, hey guys, okay. Thanks, Pyramid 7. He said, you'll be happy. Appreciate you. So will you. And DV, I don't know what 1452. See a pattern. What's the pattern? Go ahead, Daryl.
I'm interested in what pattern he's seeing now.
Yeah. Is it the Santa pattern or what's the pattern? But what were you going to say, Daryl? Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, for myself, I've come to like a conclusion with myself that I don't think I'm going to have kids till I'm in my also mid 30s. That's what I'm like projecting. And I'm honestly, I don't know if I'm going to have a relationship. I'm going to try to find a relationship within 25 to 30. Like that's the goal, is to find a woman to marry and have kids, because that is a lifelong dream of mine that I've had, honestly, since I was 13, which is really weird to like say, but I had this passion when I was a kid to raise a family. So that's something I don't see happening till about 30, 35.
Yeah, it's just a primal instinct. And, to kind of bring it back before we wrap here, did not see it going here, but you know what? That's what you get at the Daryl and Taylor experience that I just coined right now. To bring it back to what you said earlier, and we could do another part at this, or I could take this up with you guys in the chat at another time if you'd like, because I've had a whole journey to, exploring and discovering all this. But you talked about hookup culture. And this is where I feel like, number one, like both sides politically and culturally of this issue really get it wrong, because I feel like you have the far left, especially like pandering to women, like sleep with 1 million guys and you don't need no man and you will be happy. And women are like left with their tits in their hand being like, okay, this is actually isn't making me happy. But then you have like, they're alone and they're, it's unfulfilling, and I get why. But then you have the far right that completely degrades any kind of like sexual exploration if you're not in the box of, the trad life and all of that. So I feel like what I really want to empower men and women is sort of doing it in like transparency and intention and power, because our sexuality is, and I've even learned this as of late, is so integral to who we are. And the problem is when it's boxed in either way, I think it's just losing the plot. And so when it's done, like I said, intentionally and like with power for each party, the man, the woman, it's just such a fun, liberating experience. But no one's gotten it right. And I don't know, maybe I will start a goddamn course in this, because I know I'm kind of being a little cryptic, but I think you guys might get it.
I think that's a great idea.
Right? You
Starting a
kind of
course
picking
on
up what I'm putting down?
No, 100%. I mean, because I boxed myself in within celibacy, and then
Yeah, that's true.
I've been figuring myself out within sexual expression, and like I had those thoughts about like, you know, it'd be fun just to have a partner there where it was even just intentional, even if it didn't go to a full-on marriage and kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been going in my mind about all these different scenarios, but the sexual expression is very important.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
I've had a lot of fun. It's given me such energy and power. Even in, I've boxed myself in my own way. I grew up with the more trad thinking, you know, family and the whole idea. And it's so funny too, because I always explored these topics, yet in my real life, I so was not that girl. I was so, you know, everyone knew it was the joke. Like, you know, in college, everyone has his or her slutty years. My friends would be like, Ferber, why are you a nun? Like, why don't, like, I was so that girl. And so now in my 30s, it's been really fun for me, again, not to just do the reckless, you know, hookup culture to do it, but to really, you know, do it in like a game fun way, again, where all parties are like me, the other part, whatever, are in on it. And it's like bringing out my femininity, their masculinity, and like the power and the kind of challenge. It's just been so awesome. It's so much fun. And like, it can be, you know, liberating for everybody involved. Communicating is the key from the beginning, 100%. Daryl, they're going in. Maybe by the time we wrap this, I'll give you an example of one of my fun little games.
Please do.
Oh, Daryl wants to know, you guys are getting deep with these questions. Do you fear finding someone that you love that decide they don't want to be with you? Have you seen me and Daryl? Oh, hell no. What, this? No. Daryl, want to take that one? Take one for the team?
Do you fear of finding someone that you love that decides they don't want to be with you? I would say previously I've had that fear of abandonment in some way. That, I mean, as much as I may have some decent looks or something, there's been some confidence issues throughout my childhood anyways. More so now though, I find it more as kind of like what you're mentioning, like game, but play in a way. It's like you're going into a relationship. If the love turns into something beautiful, great. If we have to part our ways because we grow separately, you know, that happens in a lot of relationships too, where one grows more than the other and it's just not compatible. It turns into oil and water.
Yeah.
So my perspective.
And I'll be honest, I'm close with somebody who has a similar kind of trajectory story, like so good looking, but has had abandonment confidence issues because they didn't know it, especially when they were younger and everyone was like, you're gorgeous. But that's not uncommon, is what I'm trying to say. So guys, we are about out of time here, but how much fun is this? And I love all the activity in the chat. People, you guys are in it tonight. Daryl, they're picking up what we're putting down. I love it.
Yeah, really good questions and really good input from them.
What if the game is played on you? All right, do you guys, I feel like, what do you think? I've never said this on air, but should I give away one of my secrets, one of my games?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So something, because this is what I want to teach women and men too, right? Because we've been so suppressed, and like with men, it's like, you know, toxic masculinity and you know, your impulses and you're bad and blah, blah, blah. And with women, it's like, you know, again, the thing of like a different version, like suppress your sexuality. It's sacred, and the Madonna whore thing and all that. So I find whenever I do this, it just like leads to more. It never leads to someone being like, it just leads them to being like respecting me as a woman more and being like, that was really fun. And like, yes, ma'am. Okay. So here's an example. So say it's like I'm hanging out with someone and totally, again, I'll be transparent. That's another, I find transparency is such a power. You talk about vulnerability. transparency. People will just meet you where you're at because everything is so fake and boxed. It's just, even if they think it's like crazy, they appreciate the honesty. That's number one. So
100%.
say it's like I'm just going to come right out with it. Every guy wants to see how far they can get. Of course, right? They're going to want to see, can I make out with her? Can I touch it? Whatever. So what I do is kind of flip the power roles. So say it's like we're out to eat or having a drink or whatever it is. I'll kind of play a little game and I'll be like, okay, how about this? I challenge you, by the time like you walk me to my car or whatever, you figure out a way, you can have like 30 seconds free reign, like from here up to just play with my boobs. Like 30, they're like, what? Like they're like, holy shit, because in their head, they're figuring out the whole time. But when you flip it, and so it's so fun because it's like, it makes the guy feel like they're in control, but they know they're not, but they're like, wait, and it kind of gives them permission. For me, it's so fun because it's like such a power thing and it's fun and hot for me. And for them, it's like, you could correct me if I'm wrong, Daryl, but it's like, oh, okay, like, no, I want to assert my power, but wait, this is fun. And yeah, I actually was thinking it. Now I don't have to feel bad about it, that kind of thing. And then literally I'll be like, okay, 30 seconds. And it's so funny because at first they never want to do it. They're like, no, I want to like take you out again. And I want this to be more. And then they're like, okay. And then it's just like literally 30 seconds. And I'm like, okay, that's that on that. And they're like, what? And then it's just so much fun because I feel power, they feel power, and it's like controlled, it's on my terms, but it lets both of us out of the box and uncaged in a way, but in a way that's like contained. And that's just, and you guys know the story too of the guy. Remember the FBI guys who listened to my show? That was a fun story. So that's an example that, there you go. That's one of my secrets.
That's interesting. Did you find that it was like the men were a lot more open and expressive after that? Like after you gave them that permission?
Yes, they always, like I said, they would just basically, Salvo, you're missing it, dude. You're missing it in the comments. No, he's saying that's your problem. They don't like games. You just gave them the power. No, see, that's the thing. It's like they know. That's why after, like I said, it's like, yes, ma'am, I follow your lead. Like I respect. And then they like, this is what women don't understand. Then they want it a million times more. Like, but women always play the like hard to get or damsel in distress. So it's like just no one teaches them this. I'd be like Ninja Turtles cowabunga. That is fucking hilarious. Yeah, no, Daryl, to answer your question, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's this like mutual respect. Again, it's not like, I can't even really describe it, but it's like, yes, it's always like, you know, the fun of it and just a little bit out of the cage and wanting more, always want more. And it's funny because I actually told this to two guys at a like big conservative outlet, like media guys, and they intuitively got it. Like, you know, because conservatives and the behind the scenes, they were like, that makes so much sense. I love that. No, it's not. You guys are missing it in the comments. Some, you know, Salvo, you're missing it. It's not about the thing. It's just about that we're talking about being out of the box. And it's like, even something like that, we're never allowed to do that. For men or women. It's just like letting ourselves go, but again, in a way that's like controlled. Go ahead, Daryl.
Exactly.
So there you go. That's one of my little tricks up my sleeve.
That's an interesting trick. I mean, the power dynamics shift in that.
Yes.
It's quite interesting because it kind of like throughout the process, you know, obviously, like you're saying, men are constantly trying to figure the game out. Then you just put it on a plate for them and give them 30 seconds to experience it.
Yes, but it's not all the way. Like, that's why Salvo's in the thing being like, no, that's never the result I would get in real life. He's saying like, I touch your boobs and then that's it. I didn't miss anything. This is different than what Daryl talked about in the beginning, like hookup culture of just like getting drunk and like having sex. And then it's like, then what? Like this actually is no, Salvo's missing the plot. That's okay. I don't need.
Well, when you get into hookup culture, you go straight to sex. I mean, there's no sensual foreplay or, you know, curiosity or teasing of any sort. you know?
Yeah, it's just like game and fun and freeing for both sides, I would say. But yeah, that's my little,
I
there you
agree with
go,
that.
guys. Don't say I never
I
gave
agree.
you anything. But this is the kind of stuff that women need to learn because no one shows them. And you know, they
I
hide and play hard to get. And it's like if they did it the right way and like wielded that power, John Legend. Yeah.
I think that could go for honestly both sides about sexual expression in any way. Like it's been a lot more reserved and like kind of held back. So I mean, I think
Yes.
that could be used in many ways for men as well. Not the same like honestly, if a man said, I don't know, we could be called creeps.
Yeah, exactly. Taylor, I'll give you 30 seconds and you can touch it. It's like, what? That's why it doesn't work the other way. It doesn't work the other way.
It doesn't work that way at all.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way.
Women have the power when it comes to that for sure.
So that's exactly it. So that's why it's kind of a flip. And yeah, it's just a fun dynamic shift, like I said, but like neither side loses power or respect in it. And that's kind of the point. And yes, they totally become more expressive and want to always like continue after that, to your original question. So, or continue after that. So Daryl, that our time is pretty much wrapping. I think I broke the brains here in the chat. Do you think that it's crazy? Do you think I'm crazy? That's okay. You can call me crazy on my own show.
No, I don't think you're crazy. I think it's a lot more exploratory and assertive in a way that, you know what I mean?
Well, that's a good way to put it. And it's also, this is where women like lose the plot too, because it's like my own power, not because it's like I have to, or it's like, oh, they just want this anyway. So I guess it's like, no, I'm the one. It's totally like by my own. It's just, you know, exploratory, as you put it, but power play too. And like, because it gives me like I don't know, it's weird. It's just a power thing. Cause like I said, sexuality is so tied into our power. And it always gives me like I don't know, maybe it's the conquering thing. It gives me like a pep in my step knowing like, yeah, I let it out of them.
100%.
I let it out of them on my terms. It gives me an energy boost.
Well, even like in Miami, like it was very interesting. A lot more people in Miami are assertive in like in the making the step forward. Like I got hit on way more in Miami than I have in like Phoenix or LA. It was very interesting.
Okay, is there something for you when being hit on that is like cool versus I'm not into it?
Okay. Well, I mean, honestly, when a woman just takes the step of like coming out, she's like, "Oh, I thought you were cute. Can I get your number?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're pretty cute. You can have it."
Aw.
Yeah, I mean, but I wouldn't say there's been an instance where it's been like not cool.
Okay.
I don't know. Women seem to be genuine about it. Sometimes, some are weird.
Okay, so what constitutes as weird?
Well, when it comes out, I guess, like in an egoic way, there's some like egoish ways of like women playing the game a little too hard. If you get what I'm saying.
I see. No, I don't actually.
No.
Come on, Daryl. Like, I gave up my secrets.
I don't know. They play too hard to get.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying?
Stuck up and like I'm too good for you. Kind of
yes.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, that I don't really care for. I'm like, that doesn't play with me at all. I don't like it.
Got it.
I like to be fun and outgoing and
got it.
The game is fun, but not so much where it's like I'm constantly having
right. I get that. And also like, you know, you're bringing it kind of back for me. Like, I feel like guys are kind of trying to navigate and are suppressed in their own way, like because of all of this. Like it's bringing me back now, even when you talk about like with me having my fun or playing games or whatever. And again, all consenting all around people. I'm not diddying it in this bitch, but like how they would always want to like get intimate and like the guys would like their first instinct would be to like kiss. Like I would be like, no kissing, whatever. But, you know, and it makes me think like, between the hookup culture, you know, that and like women too, whatever and cold and, you know, yeah, I would find that often that would be an instinct is like to kiss. And sometimes I would not be into it and be like, no, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, so you have to feel the connection from the start anyways. And you have to want the attraction. There has to be some level there. So some of it's warranted. But I don't like always having to play a game with the girl. So like if it comes to a point, I just stop talking. I was like, cool, next.
Yeah. Well, Daryl, wow, this was it was definitely a game of show for show. Like I did not see it going here, but that was the fun of it. I was kind of going into it blind. Before I do let you go, you do co-host Immersion, which brings high value men together. It's like a self-help kind of exploratory, you know, sort of, you can explain some athletes, but what do you find is the biggest, because this is like the top of the top, right? So forget about like younger people kind of struggling. This is like guys who have like seemingly figured their shit out. What do you find is the biggest thing that they're navigating or struggling with, you know, maybe because it'll help some of the people watching or in the chat, you know?
Well, I mean, the consistent thing is that everyone talks about is that it's lonely at the top. So, I mean, them being able to be in a room to be open and vulnerable with the fact that there is problems, even when you have money, like there's going to be challenges and things that you have to work through no matter what level of success you're at. So even though they've acquired money, people downplay their challenges. So being in a room like that, it's about the relationship first and then the vulnerability aspect. So honestly, that no matter at what level you get to, being open and honest about things that you're dealing with internally, because we have emotions, we're emotional beings, you know, and being able to process those in specific areas and finding people who can help you navigate that in like-minded individuals. So, I mean, and honestly, in that kind of level of a group, that's what happens consistently. Business gets talked about, but it's relationship issues, internal issues, things of that nature.
Yep. No matter who you are. And that's such a great way to end it. You know, as much as we have revealed and maybe broke people's brains today is, like you said, everyone just wants love, real love at the end of the day. And hopefully, you know, even with what you're doing and, you know, with Immersion, all of it, we can make our way back there. But thank you for being so open and honest. And I think we're definitely on the same level when it comes to sharing. So that is not in question. Happy holidays, guys. I will see you on Monday. I have another holiday episode for you. And thank you, Daryl, for entering the chat. What a time. Wow.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Taylor. It was honestly fun. It was interesting, but fun.
It was interesting. Poor Daryl. I just really corrupted him and ruined. Wait, before we go, one last question from the chat for you. The people want to know if the Santa shirt attracts women, Daryl.
I wore it in Miami, actually, and it did.
There you go, everybody.
I like to wear my red suit. It's still a little festive, and it's luxury at the same time.
It's like I put the beard on, I put the belly, and it's just the women. They love it.
No, I do the sexy Santa version.
There you go. He's like Magic Mike Santa, not okay. Before I ruin Daryl's innocence any fucking more, I'm gonna let you guys all go. You were awesome in the chat, most of you. Salvo, I'm watching you. Daryl, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Taylor.
Thanks, guys. See you Monday.
Chris, how is your pee break?
My pee break?
It might flash you on its head.
Random, baby.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me. Quite an intro.
Let's address the elephant in the room. That's not the elephant in the room. There's no elephant. Nobody cares.
I too am a thought criminal. Good. Well, I like you already.
Does this look like a girl who's joking around?
No.
But how much do you actually understand money? Especially the new wave.
Beauty or intelligence? When you unleash both, it is meant